From talking donkeys to battles won by singing, the Bible is full of stories that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. In this video, we'll dive into 5 bizarre Bible stories that you'll want to share with everyone you know. Are you ready to explore the unexpected? Our first bizarre story takes us to the book of Numbers, chapter 22, a tale you might not have expected to find in the Bible. Meet Balaam, a prophet who was willing to do anything for the right price. He was on his way to curse the nation of Israel, but things take an unexpected turn when he's riding his donkey. As he travels down the road, something unimaginable happens. The donkey suddenly halts, refusing to move forward. Why? Because it sees something Balaam can't, the angel of the Lord standing in the middle of the path, blocking their way. Balaam, frustrated and angry, strikes the donkey to force it to move. But here's where things get truly wild. The donkey, in an act that no one saw coming, opens its mouth and speaks. "What have I done to you to make you beat me?" the donkey asks. A talking donkey. Can you imagine it? It's almost as if the story was plucked from a fantasy movie, but this was no fairy tale. Balaam, of course, doesn't seem all that shocked and responds to the donkey as if it were perfectly normal. "You've made a fool of me," he says, not even batting an eye at the fact that his donkey is now holding a conversation with him. A talking donkey. Forget about Shrek. This is a moment that not only makes us question what's possible, but also what happens when God decides to make his will known in the most unexpected of ways. Our next story takes us to the book of Judges, chapter 3, a tale of stealth, deception, and a left-handed assassin who brings down a king. Ehud, a man chosen by God to deliver justice, is sent on a mission to confront King Eglon, the ruler who oppressed the Israelites. But Ehud wasn't just any ordinary messenger. No, he was smart, cunning, and above all, he was left-handed, a detail that would prove to be his secret weapon. With a dagger hidden under his garments, he approaches the king's palace to deliver a tribute, looking like any other servant. The guards, unaware of his true intentions, let him pass, and that's when the suspense builds. As Ehud walks into the king's chamber, he presents himself humble and unsuspecting. But in a swift, almost cinematic move, Ehud pulls out his hidden weapon, taking advantage of his left-handedness to catch the king and his guards off guard. He strikes fast, catching King Eglon by surprise and ending his reign of terror in the most unexpected way. The tyrant, unable to defend himself against the skill and stealth of Ehud, meets his end in a shocking turn of events. Who would have guessed the Bible could feel like a spy thriller, right? But in this suspense-filled story, Ehud shows us that sometimes the most unlikely heroes, armed with nothing more than wit and a hidden weapon, can change the course of history. Our next story comes from the book of 2 Kings, chapter 2, a moment that might make you think twice before mocking someone, especially a prophet of God. Elisha, a revered prophet, is walking along the road when a group of young boys sees him, and instead of showing respect, they begin mocking him, shouting, "Go up, Baldy!" They didn't realize who they were making fun of, and what happened next was nothing short of shocking. Elisha, in response to their taunts, turns to the boys and curses them in the name of the Lord. And then, out of nowhere, 2 bears emerge from the surrounding forest. The bears charge toward the boys and, in an instant, maul 42 of them. It's a terrifying moment that leaves us stunned, realizing the seriousness of disrespecting God's messengers. What began as a seemingly harmless joke escalates into a grim, unforgettable lesson. This story, though harsh, serves as a stark reminder that mocking the prophets of God can lead to dire consequences. The power of the Lord, in this case, was unleashed in an unimaginable way, proving that his protection of his messengers is no laughing matter. Our next story takes us to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, an extraordinary vision that may feel more like a scene from a supernatural thriller than a biblical account. The prophet Ezekiel is led by the Spirit of God to a vast valley, but what he sees there is nothing short of eerie. The valley is filled with dry, lifeless bones, scattered and desolate, a scene that might make anyone shudder. But then, God speaks to Ezekiel, commanding him to prophesy over the bones. As he speaks the words God gives him, something incredible happens. The bones begin to rattle, each one moving, clicking into place, as though something unseen is at work. The dry bones come together, forming skeletons, row upon row, as if the valley itself is coming alive. But it doesn't stop there. At God's command, the skeletons are covered in flesh, tendons, and skin, until they stand, a vast army of living beings fully restored. It's a scene both awe-inspiring and surreal, as God's power to restore and resurrect is displayed in its fullness. This vision isn't just about the physical resurrection of bones. It's a message of hope for the people of Israel, a promise that even in their darkest hour, God can bring them back to life. The transformation from death to life in this valley is a testament to the power of divine intervention, reminding us that nothing is beyond God's ability to restore. Our final bizarre story comes from the book of 2 Kings chapter 6, and it's one of those moments that at first glance seems too strange to be true. A group of prophets is working together, chopping wood near a riverbank, when one of them, using a borrowed axe, swings it, and with a sudden swoosh, the iron axe head flies off the handle and sinks into the river. Panic sets in. The axe was borrowed, and now it's lost, deep in the water. The prophets, distressed and unsure of what to do, turn to Elisha, the man of God, for help. Elisha, calm as ever, cuts a stick from a nearby tree and throws it into the water where the axe head had sunk. And in a moment that defies all logic, the axe head, made of heavy iron, rises from the depths of the river and floats to the surface, as if defying the laws of nature itself. It's a miraculous and somewhat peculiar sight. A piece of iron, once lost and buried in the water, now floating as if it were as light as wood. This small yet strange miracle serves as a powerful reminder that God cares about even the most mundane aspects of our lives. Whether it's a lost tool or a desperate situation, nothing is too trivial for God to intervene in. It's a testament to the fact that God is always at work, even in the smallest, most unexpected moments, showing us that His concern for us goes beyond just the grand events in life. These stories may sound strange, but they're just a glimpse into the fascinating, mysterious, and sometimes bizarre world of the Bible. Which one amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the Bible's hidden gems.